Monday, July 20th, this is Open Bid from Alt FN Data, your read on the luxury and collectibles markets. This week, the luxury stocks and the auction houses finally moved in the same direction, and the spark was a Chinese jewelry rebound. Plus, we have the strongest first half for the auction world since 2022, the trophies heading to Monterey next month, and we explore why a single bottle of Burgundy tells you everything about where collecting is going. Open Bid is brought to you by Alt FN Data, the market intelligence platform for the luxury markets and the public companies behind them. Activate your account to unlock our dashboards, reports, and research so you can keep your finger on the pulse of the market. Learn more at altfndata.com/start. We start with the markets because this week, the tape broke a pattern it had held for months. All year, the broad market has climbed while the European luxury majors lag behind. This week, they moved together, and the spark was Richemont, the Swiss group behind Cartier. Its results blew past expectations and sent the shares up more than 7%, their best day since April, and that single result lifted the entire sector. Hermès, LVMH, and Kering, the owner of Gucci, all rose between 2 and 3%, and Swatch, the maker of Omega and Tissot, jumped nearly 4%. Into the new week, the majors gave a little of it back, with LVMH easing to around €485, but the shift in mood was real. Gold, for its part, has held near the record highs it set earlier this year, still the quiet winner of 2026. For the full weekly picture, join me Friday on closing price. That rally raises an obvious question, which is what actually changed, and the answer comes down to two forces that both reach well beyond a single company. The first was China. Richemont said sales in the Greater China region grew at a double-digit rate, and that is the clearest sign yet that the Chinese luxury buyer, whose retreat has weighed on this entire sector for 2 years, may finally be coming back. The second was jewelry. Richemont's jewelry division, home to Cartier and Van Cleef and Arpels, grew sales 24%, a seventh straight quarter of double-digit growth. That is not a handbag story or a fashion story. It is the hardest, scarcest end of luxury. And it is exactly the corner our own data has flagged as the strongest all year. The auction houses, meanwhile, gave the market plenty of demand to point to. Christie's, Sotheby's, and Phillips reported their first half, and together they sold about $6.8 billion, up roughly 70% on a year ago, and the strongest first half since 2022. Christie's alone brought in $4.5 billion, Sotheby's turnover reached an all-time high, and sell-through rates sat around 90%, which tells you this was real depth and not one or two trophies flattering the total. What is telling is where the growth came from, split between the trophy lots at the very top and the luxury goods, the watches, and the jewelry at the more accessible end. Even the everyday base set a record, as the collection of the late Jim Irsay, the longtime owner of the Indianapolis Colts, brought $105.2 million, the largest sale of memorabilia ever held. The calendar ahead is just as loaded as the week behind it. Next month, the whole car world descends on Monterey in California, where RM Sotheby's will lead with an Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato, one of the most coveted cars ever built. In England, the Goodwood Revival this autumn will offer a 1925 Bugatti Type 35C with no reserve, a genuine pre-war Grand Prix car. Right now, as I speak, a rare Rolex GMT Master 2 and a Patek Philippe World Time are both live at auction. There is a lot to get to, and I will right across the week. If we step back, one pattern ties the whole week together. The top of the market, the genuinely rare and handmade, is racing. The everyday collectibles base, the coins, and the memorabilia is broadening. And the aspirational middle, the logo handbags and mall luxury, is being pulled along rather than leading. It is a 3-speed market, and this week the fastest lane pulled the other two up with it. That split is exactly what our data exists to measure, lot by lot, and you can explore all of it at altfndata.com. There were a handful of other stories worth noting from the week in collecting. In watchmaking, Rolex is marking 100 years of the Oyster, the case that made the modern waterproof watch with a run of centennial models, a reminder that heritage itself has become a form of value. In the art world, Christie's in London handed its summer exhibition for the first time to a South Asian institution, showing the collection of the Kiran Nadar Museum of Art from New Delhi. And in wine, the passion asset boom rolls on, with the world record for a single bottle now standing at $812,500, paid for a 1945 Domaine de la Romane Conti, a Burgundy so rare that only a few hundred bottles of that vintage were ever made. Outro? That's it on Open Bid for today, July 20th. I will be back with a new episode every weekday, luxury spending tomorrow, then art market on Wednesday, auto market on Thursday, and closing price on Friday to tie the whole week together. If you want the data behind these stories, an Alt Effin Data subscription gives you our full library of dashboards and reports. Get started at alteffindata.com/start or reach us anytime at info@alteffindata.com. If you love the show, please follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.